Picture this: a quiet morning in California, sunshine pouring in, peace in the air. Then suddenly, chaos. Meghan Markle's phone explodes with alerts. Not from the palace, not from the press, but from her former best friend. Jessica Mulroney, once her closest ally, is unleashing a memoir. And this isn't soft storytelling, it's fire. Screenshots, voice notes, private texts, even summaries of late-night calls. The kind of proof you can't spin away with a polished statement. Early whispers say this makes the Oprah interview look like a bedtime story. Why? Because Jessica wasn't a bystander. She was inside, at the wedding rehearsals, on the late-night calls, hearing the unfiltered breakdowns. And now she's not just sharing memories. She's allegedly exposing the machinery behind Meghan's carefully crafted image. Social media is buzzing, headlines are circling, and Meghan's team is scrambling. But this isn't just betrayal. It's personal, it's calculated, it's explosive. And if these leaks are real, Meghan may be facing not just another scandal, but the total collapse of her brand. Yet this is only the opening act. The real story begins with how a friendship this deep, this personal, turned into a ticking time bomb. And what started as loyalty is now being sold as betrayal. Jessica wasn't just another name in Meghan's contacts. She was family in all but blood. When Meghan became a royal, Jessica was there. She helped plan the wedding. She styled the gowns. She answered the midnight calls when palace walls felt like a cage. She wasn't just a friend, she was the backbone. And that's why this memoir cuts like a knife. Because Jessica isn't speculating. She was there. She claims she saw the real Meghan. The private strategies, the media plays, the late-night tears. She says she lived it, and now she's putting it all to print. For Meghan, this isn't an attack from tabloids or distant relatives. It's her closest ally. The one who could finish her sentences. The one who held secrets others could only guess at. And now those secrets are being sold to the world. That's why insiders say Meghan feels cornered. Not by gossip, but by someone who knows the details she's always kept buried. For years, Jessica was ride or die. But now, she's the one lighting the match. And Meghan's team knows that when the fire comes from inside the house, there's nowhere left to run. But if betrayal hurts, the Netflix revelations could completely rewrite the Sussex story. We all know the story. Meghan and Harry left the palace. They had no money, no security, no safety net. Netflix came to the rescue. That was the narrative. But Jessica's leaks suggest otherwise. She claims Meghan was planning a Netflix deal long before the royal exit. Emails, texts, conversations, all pointing to negotiations in motion while the world still believed they were cut off. Even more explosive? The suggestion Meghan engineered controversies, prolonging drama, picking feuds, highlighting rifts, all to turn pain into streaming gold. Strategic pain for strategic gain, as one insider called it. If true, this isn't about survival, it's about strategy. The documentaries, the interviews, the drama, all part of a plan crafted for maximum attention. And for the first time, people are asking, was it all real, or was it reality TV dressed as real life? Netflix gained millions. Meghan and Harry built an empire. But if Jessica's proof is real, the foundation is rotten. And when a brand is built on truth, nothing destroys it faster than the hint of lies. But if Meghan was allegedly scripting Netflix, what role did she play in Harry's own memoir? Harry's book Spare was sold as his voice, his pain, his truth. But Jessica's leaks suggest another hand in the shadows. Meghan's, not just small suggestions, entire beats of the story. Which family members to spotlight, which memories to reframe, even how to draw parallels between Diana's tragedy and Meghan's struggles. Allegedly, she urged him to lean into the grief, to make headlines sting, to make stories viral. Insiders say she coached, even scripted parts of the memoir. Notes, messages, late-night planning, all pointing to Meghan as ghostwriter of emotion. If true, that changes everything. It turns Harry from brave truth-teller to pawn in a carefully engineered narrative. It turns the world's most personal book into a playbook for influence. And it raises one burning question. Who is really behind the Sussex brand? Harry's pen or Meghan's hand? Jessica claims she has the proof. The receipts, the timelines, the texts. If they ever see daylight, the Sussex story collapses. But this isn't the darkest claim. Jessica's memoir hints at something more cold-blooded, the existence of Meghan's alleged revenge list. And that's where the story turns from scandal into strategy. This is where the story chills. According to Jessica's sources, Meghan didn't just vent frustrations in private, she tracked them. digitally, a list of names, slights, insults. Every critic, every enemy, not scribbled in anger, but organized, categorized, ready for action. Emails, notes, voice memos, allegedly detailing how, when, and why each person would be dealt with. This wasn't emotion, it was strategy. Insiders say Meghan rehearsed interviews, timed leaks, crafted sound bites to weaponize sympathy at just the right moment. Even more shocking? Claims she secretly recorded conversations with royals, with palace staff, baiting them into controversy, then saving it like ammo for a future war. If even part of this is true, it paints a picture of someone not reacting to storms, but creating them. A strategist, a manipulator, a chess player in the spotlight. And what makes it worse? Jessica's leaks suggest Meghan rehearsed every move while smiling for the cameras, a master of playing victim while pulling the strings. And perhaps the cruelest twist? The one who kept the list may have placed Jessica herself on it. But the final act of betrayal wasn't the revenge list. It was the end of their friendship. The breaking point came in 2020. A racism controversy engulfed Jessica Mulroney. The world waited for Meghan to speak. Publicly, she stayed silent. Privately, leaks suggest she was sympathetic, agreeing with Jessica's side, acknowledging the mess. But when the backlash grew, Meghan cut her off. Cold. Calls ignored, texts unanswered. Even handwritten letters went nowhere. Jessica claims she begged for support, the same support she had always given Meghan. But Meghan never came. Insiders say she saw Jessica as a liability, a risk to her brand, someone who knew too much. And so she was abandoned. Worse still, Jessica claims Meghan privately agreed with her, then went silent when public pressure mounted. For Jessica, this wasn't just betrayal. It was erasure. It was being sacrificed so Meghan could walk away unscathed. From friend to liability in a single moment. And that's when Jessica decided. If Meghan wouldn't defend her, she would defend herself. With evidence, with receipts, with a story the world wasn't ready for. And Meghan's next move only made it worse. A purge that made headlines of its own. After the fallout, the internet noticed something strange. Jessica began disappearing. Old photos wiped from Instagram. Birthday posts deleted. Vacation pictures gone. Mentions of her erased like she never existed. Years of friendship vanished in weeks. To the public, it was obvious. Meghan was scrubbing her past, trying to erase Jessica from the story. But the strategy backfired. PR experts called it a disaster. Deleting history doesn't hide suspicion. It amplifies it. People began asking, what's Meghan hiding? Why erase so completely? Even her legal team, insiders say, warned her not to. She did it anyway. And the purge turned whispers into shouts. It made Jessica's memoir look not just like payback, but like the missing piece of a puzzle Meghan didn't want solved. Instead of silence, Meghan gave the world smoke. And where there's smoke, people assume fire. But the real blaze isn't the deleted posts, it's the book itself. And that book, according to insiders, reads like a weapon disguised as a memoir. Publishing insiders say Jessica's Behind the Veil is no ordinary memoir. It's an exposé, a thriller. Except this one is real. Names, dates, screenshots, recordings, laying out Meghan not as victim, but as strategist. The book allegedly shows how Meghan chose friends for influence, partners for positioning, and charities for PR value. Private messages reportedly call her wedding a production. Her royal life a phase, every relationship framed as an investment. And the receipts? They're brutal. Screenshots of texts about media leaks, notes from Netflix planning calls, even emails about when to drop stories for maximum sympathy. Nothing is spared, not even her charitable causes. Early readers say the manuscript makes one thing clear. Meghan wasn't surviving the spotlight. She was staging it. And the fallout, already looming, streaming platforms reviewing contracts, fashion houses hesitating, brands distancing. Because no one wants to stand next to betrayal, but the most devastating blow won't come from business. It'll come from within the walls of their Montecito home. Because if this book delivers what it promises, Prince Harry will be left staring at a truth he can't ignore. A truth that says he wasn't leading the charge. He was following Meghan's script. And for the woman who walked away from the crown, this could be the final fall.